he will talk about it when he's here on Thursday. But we wanted to at least mention it to you. Yeah. So now, yes, and big thanks to Ken for that. So now we have a Kris on the line, I believe.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey!
Damn!
Nice. Holy crap.
Hey everybody, how you guys doing?
You dressed up.
Yeah.
Well, this is just what I wear at home, and I thought I'd roll out of bed and just check in with you and see what's up.
So where are you calling in from right now, Kris?
I'm calling from my mansion. This is actually one of the sub basements.
You have tremendous reception.
Yeah, excuse the mess, and just some train wreck. It's not great.
Yeah.
Now, last year you were delightfully able to join us here at the Moonbase.
That's right.
Why are you not able to this year?
I'm actually going to Australia to host the symphony orchestra down there again, as I did last year, and I thought I'd be able to come up today, actually, and leave Sunday, but they told me that because of the international dateline, I actually have to leave Sunday, and I will get there on the night of the performance. So I have to be ready. I got to go to the airport like this, and I just basically roll out of the plane and then get back on.
That's pretty amazing that you're going to Australia to host a symphony.
It's terrifying, and I don't want to do it. But Queensland Symphony Orchestra is going to be a good night. I'm hosting with Paul Verhoeven, who is who's famous there. He's not famous here at all, and he's not the RoboCop director either.
Wait, what?
It's with the same name, but it's not him.
I honestly cannot tell if you're winding me up or not.
That's not the wind up. He's on their ABC, the Australian Broadcasting Company.
I would go to a symphony hosted by Paul Verhoeven.
Yeah.
the RoboCop director.
He makes choices, I think. But I appreciate his direction and his time.
So
at the band, how long have you guys been going?
So far we've only been going for 4 hours and 6 minutes, but we've raised over $20,000 so far this year. So it's been going well.
I see that ticker.
Someone in the chat says I would go to a symphony directed by RoboCop.
I would also go to that symphony.
Yeah, it's complained it's a little mechanical. But,
So I guess it's always nice to do this, even though everyone in the room knows who you are. But for anyone watching who may not be intimately familiar with the ins and outs of the Kris Straub, who is you and what does you do?
What is your strabismus?
my Straub business is good. It's booming. No, I'm a cartoonist. I've done webcomics for 13 years. I did Checkerboard Nightmare, Star Slip, most recently Chainsaw Suit and Broodhallow, which I had a Kickstarter for last year, which went very well. And I've also been on Penny Arcade TV a lot, the Scott and Kris show, and Blamimations that we did for them. And so this is very much my space. This is my vertical. So if you don't know who I am, I'm very upset. Because something went wrong. Something is not working.
There's a question from the chat that I am a big fan of. Who do you think would be better at writing Scott and Kris's Kris and Scott show fan fiction, you or Scott?
I think I'd be better just because I got a lot of images in my head that I gotta put down. We've never talked about it. He might beat me there. I'm not sure, but I know what I got loaded.
You got a lot of headspace dedicated to that. Dear Dr. Kris, are you wearing pants?
I wish I could tell you.
But you don't even know.
I had actually thought about doing it without, just because I'm sure the question was going to come up, but I think it would have really shaken me. Even though I would have never stood up, I would have just known, I would know, and then I would have not been able to speak as extemporaneously as I am. With an erection, is what I'm trying to say.
How many ukuleles do you own? There's a question in the chat.
I own 0. I do not have a 1.
All right.
Aww.
Well, so far Molly is still winning that.
There's a blog post.
Oh, there is a blog post. I was looking for a blog post.
No,
I couldn't.
I think it got bumped to the second page already.
How?
Yeah, click on the blog.
Oh, okay. One sec. I'm just trying to locate some questions that people have left on your blog post. There they are.
The guest
There are
book.
very few.
That's
Fantastic.
our fault.
All right. Okay. Here's a question. Where
Okay, I'm ready.
where in the hell did Candle Cove come from? And you should probably give some background on that.
Oh, so I wrote Candle Cove. It's a creepypasta. I did not mean to make it a creepypasta, which is a nice way of saying the internet stole your work. But I wrote it in 2008 or 2009, and it's a super short horror story, and I wrote it in the format of forum posts, and because it seemed, I mean, there was a lot of verisimilitude. People just were like, I'm just going to post it to forums and see who bites, see who believes it. And that is why it kind of became a meme. Why did I write it? Because I think a lot about how kids cannot parse the reason why decisions are made on children's programming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like where you would watch it and say, oh, there's a budget constraint. That's why this costume looks dumb. But a kid is like, that is what that creature looks like. I don't like it. It's moving strangely. You know what I mean? Like, it's very uncomfortable. And then you misremember things as a kid. My dad told me this story, which also kind of influenced me. He used to read, read his Donald Duck comic book when he was younger, but it was before he knew how to read, so he just looked at the pictures. And Donald had run afoul of some farmer who was chasing him with an axe. And I'm sure it was very lighthearted. And then he turned the page, and Donald was standing in a pond. Like, what am I going to do? I wonder how I'm going to get away from this farmer. But all my dad saw was a farmer chasing him with an axe, turn the page, Donald now has no legs. And so that Donald's feet were cut off. And like, you just carried that memory like, God, what a book to give a kid. You know, you misremember things as a kid. It's scary. Hate childhood.
There was someone in the chat who was like, "Holy crap! This is the guy that wrote Candle Cove."
Yes.
So there you go.
I'm stuck, so it's,
You misremember things as an adult too, by the way.
Yeah.
yeah.
So there's a double-barreled question here. Are you doing anything else in Australia, or just the symphony?
I will be in Brisbane, right? I will be there, and I will be there starting Tuesday for them, and then ending Saturday night. Next Saturday night is the concert. I would love to have like a reader meetup or something in the South Bank area, which is where the venue is. But that's it. Other than that, my wife Marlo has said, why don't you go sightseeing? And I said, no, I have a lot of work to do for this Kickstarter, and I've been to Australia already, and it's just like America, but it's a little bit hotter, and they put eggs on their burgers. That's it. That's the only difference. So I don't feel like I'm going to miss out a whole lot.
What is your favorite comic not made by you?
Oh, gosh. That is such a hard question.
Right?
I don't read that many comics anymore.
Yeah.
Um,
But it's also like you're like friends with a near infinite number of other webcomic artists.
right, and they all, and we're all good friends enough to the point where, like, it's fully understood you do not read there. Like, nobody reads each other's stuff, and nobody gets mad. I'm gonna shout out, just because it jumped to mind, Monster Pulse by Magnolia Porter is a great strip. Very enjoyable. What else have I read recently, though? It's too hard of a question.
Yeah.
Jeez, Graham.
I shouldn't have. I always hate the what's your favorite question. I
Start
shouldn't
with
have-
what's your favorite color and then move on from there.
Yeah,
Thanks.
all right.
I had it a second ago. Jeez.
Maybe you'll know what this one means. What is your death prediction from Machine of Death?
Oh, I got it. I put it in a vine. I got my death prediction from Machine of Death from David Malky himself of Wondermark, and also the Machine of Death card game, which kickstarted for over $500,000, an absurd number. And I've watched him descend into madness as he's trying. But he gave me my death prediction personally, and it was kisses.
Aw.
They might have been his kisses, I think. So that's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Kris, in the spirit of desert bussiness, could you, I know, you worked on Machine of Death, but could you give a death prediction for the chat as a whole?
Everybody in the chat at the same time, like if they gave their blood sample and then the card came out. Okay. Keyboard poisoning.
Excellent. Thank you.
So just be careful how much you type.
Wow.
Keyboard poison.
It's PMs is what I'm trying to say.
Don't. I like that.
Kissing your keyboard.
I'm just saying. Oh, here we go. There's some more questions on the blog now. How do you maintain such an epic beard?
Well, I'll tell you, and I won't even give you a facetious answer. First of all, you have to be born to have it. But then once you do have it, like, I only use, and this sounds so facetious. I wonder if being a cartoonist and being able to do this has assisted me to maintain it, because I don't like have special tools. I just have a safety razor, like a disposable Bic razor. But then you just kind of get into those zones and clear them out. You need to control fire.
So you freehand that.
Yes, exactly. That traits. Although I did stitch it when I had a goatee. I don't now, but you could buy that. Have you seen it? It's this. It looks like Bane's mask. You could buy it, bite down on it, and it just shields off this part of your goatee. It's all around, and then you take it off, and ostensibly you've got nice lines there. I don't know how well it works, but I guess if some people don't have the skill that I do, it's just a shame.
As everyone knows, you beat Levin to become the real winner of Strip Search.
Thank you for finally confirming that. And I was recording this the whole time to make sure you'd say it.
For those of you who are unfamiliar, Kris put out a series of fantastic vines during the course of Strip Search with postulating that him and Levin from Penny Arcade Design were actually entrants on the show.
We were entrants on the show, and Levin tried some underhanded tricks.
So what's been the most interesting part now that you've won Strip Search? What's been the most interesting part of your winning?
Tell us about some of those underhanded tricks.
He would knock things over on me at night while I slept. He would try to pull my chair out too far when he offered to give me a seat, and I'd fall for it every time. But I always rolled onto my left so that I wouldn't break my drawing hand. So, gotcha, Levin.
You're
My left hand many times for this shoot. But since I've won, because it's in name only, Katie, she got the money in the office, and I just get, the bragging rights. I have a written note from Robert that says Kris is the actual winner, but I also signed something that says I cannot show it in public. That's illegal stuff, I guess.
There's a question from the chat. It's sort of an interesting wording on it. It says, "Dear Dr. Kris, if you were a D&D character, what class would you be?" Which I think just means, what kind of class do you like playing in D&D?
No, I'm going to take it. Okay, so I like to play, and I know that they don't have a build I kind of have a build for it in next, but I liked playing a bard. I liked, and that's the first support class I ever have enjoyed. But I'm going to answer it the other way, where what D&D class would I be? I would be a Kris class, and you could class in it. You could put points into that.
Oh man, what do you get from putting points into Kris?
A lot like a bard, I guess.
Can I multi-class? If I want to be a fighter Kris?
Yeah, fighter Kris fighter.
Isn't the problem then you'd like go into a town and you meet like 5 other Chris's? Maybe a Chris who's better than you? There's like a higher level Chris than you?
Yeah. That's a given. I mean, nobody gets mad at D&D for that.
Like, remember, D&D, you're supposed to be better than normal people. Like, normal people can only be
You're a
like
hero.
Grahams and Pauls. And
Yeah.
Like, you gotta be really exceptional to be a Chris.
Yeah.
Right. What is it? It's a paragon tier, I think.
Someone's asking, could they be a Scott Chris?
Yes, you can multi-class and put some get some Scott, get some Chris in there.
Dear Dr. Chris, if I Chris with Paladin, do I become a crisscross?
I wanted to make that joke. No, you don't get no. Of course you do.
Oh my goodness. I'm out of material.
Are we out of
You guys are energized still. You're so early into this.
Oh yeah, it's
function.
everything's fresh and new. It's like we've forgotten what happens.
When did I get in last year? I was there towards.
You were there mid.
You were like mid, right?
Middle?
You came in on Monday?
Yeah, maybe it was the middle. Yeah, I remember there's still a lot of vitality. Yeah. a lot of snacks upstairs. By the end of it, is it just dregs? It's just like empty muffin wrappers and stuff, or is there a constant supply?
There's a constant supply, but by the end of it, it's a constant supply of things that nobody else ate for the rest of the week. So.
It's just like those weird gummies that taste wrong, or like
It says natural fruit, and you're like, what fruit is this? What nature is it found in?
like durian just stuck there.
Maybe natural fruit is not the objective. Like, let's make it taste good. Like, it's not healthy, obviously. Just help us out.
Just eat it.
Before you go, Chris, can you tell us a spooky story? Or can you improv something very short and maybe not super spooky because it's the middle of the day? I don't want to scare anybody.
What?
Asking people for scary stories.
What's that?
Have you been asking people for scary stories? Or is it just me?
Just you,
No,
because
just
you're
you.
good at it.
Also, you're our first call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we have a thing. We
We don't have a thing yet.
No, we don't. Well, previously it was Alexander Ditto that would do like the $5 facts and the $6 secrets, but I don't believe we have a thing this year.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I kind of like
We can
spooky
make it now.
Can we
Right
also
now.
get a
Oh yeah.
Do we get a Chris ad
Here's a
too?
scary story. This guy went to the hospital. He went to the doctor. He's like, doctor, my leg hurts really bad. My femur is my upper leg. The doctor's like, all right, well, let's get some X-rays. And he gets X-rays ordered, and they're like, there's something very strange about your femur. We're gonna have to operate and check it out. So he goes under surgery. They do it, and then he wakes up, and the doctor's like, we're glad you're awake. I got some startling news to tell you. We had to take off the leg. And he's like, oh my God, why? What happened? He's like, because we found your dad inside, and his dad is a bone. Think about how scary that is. How did his dad pay taxes in there?
I didn't think you Americans pay tax.